Hello?
Marty! You're awake! Good!
Doc! Emmett, where are you?
I'm down at the expo. I snuck out early to avoid my pop. If he knew I was about to make a publicly scientific spectacle of myself, he'd hit the roof.
Why didn't you wake me up?
I tried to give you a nudge before I left, but you were practically comatose. How long has it been since you slept?
Aside from being knocked unconscious, I'm not really sure.
Anyway, I left you back at the lab to perform an important mission. On the table next to my law books, there's a device plugged into the wall.
I think I see it.
Is it glowing?
Yeah, is that good?
Good? It's fantastic! Glowing means my static accumulator is charged up and ready for action. Bring it down to the high school and we'll... Damn!
What?
It's Edna!
But... Okay, Emmett, one static accumulator coming up. Jeez, Doc, watch out, you almost ran me over.
Sorry about that, Martin. This vehicle is sometimes difficult to control.
Yeah. Hey, are you okay? After that argument about Emmett last night...
I'm fine. Thank you for asking.
Where have you been all night?
I've been driving around, looking up old friends, thinking things over.
Okay.
So is that what I'm destined to build for the expo?
Yeah, it's a static accumulator. Emmett spent all night building it. Turned out he didn't really need to see Frankenstein after all. He just needed a little push. And some lightning.
Fascinating. I also had an epiphany last night.
Doc?
I realized that it wasn't Edna that made my life miserable.
Doc!
It was science.
You can't give up science. You love science.
Correction. My younger self loves science. But if Emmett doesn't go through with a demonstration at the expo, his dreams of being a scientist will dim just enough for Edna to step back into his life and steer him down another path.
Even if you screw up Emmett's chances at the expo, there's no way he'll give up science now. He's too committed.
You don't know me like I do. After he fails at the expo, he'll be in need of comfort. And Edna's already arranged a romantic little trip up to the lake.
You can't want Emmett back with Edna. She used you to turn Hill Valley into a police state.
She used my science to turn Hill Valley into a police state. But if I don't become a scientist, she'll never get the chance to vent her crazier ambitions.
Doc, I'm begging you. You haven't thought this through.
Haven't I? I guess we'll both find out. One thing's for sure, Emmett Brown's life will be a whole lot less complicated without a time machine in it.
No! Ah! What the hell? Where'd it go? Oh, come on! Here, little static thingy. I can't reach it. Gotcha!
future is coming today. There's a shiny new tomorrow on the way. A day of invention is at hand. It's a mystic, futuristic wonderland. Just around the bend, my friend, you'll see a dream or two. If you care to dream and dare to dream, your dreams can all come true.
Cakes!
There's
Miracle
a world
food
of
from the
wondrous wonder on
swampland!
display.
Get your
Because the
algae
future
cakes!
is coming today.
Not bad, eh? Not bad at all, but I thought you fired her. I found a loophole. What kind of loophole?
Just a loophole. You're not the only one who's allowed to have secrets, you know.
All right.
Say, don't you have to get that whatchamacallit to Emmett Brown's booth?
Huh? Oh, yeah, right.
Because the future is coming. It's almost here now. The future is coming. It's getting clear now. The future is coming today.
And here he comes, right on cue. No doubt he'll try to talk you out of it, Detective, but you mustn't let your resolution waver.
Hello, Callahan.
What's going on here?
Well, Miss Strickland here seems to think,
You should step aside and let the officer do his duty. Now.
Wait a minute, that's Emmett's levitator up there.
Oh, don't be so modest. I'd say you deserve at least half the credit. It was you who tricked poor Emmett into breaking up with me. It was you who manipulated him into dropping my project in favor of this clear hazard to public safety.
The electrokinetic levitator was Emmett's idea. I just helped. What's your point?
Oh, I think you know exactly what my point is. Emmett's invention isn't going to work, is it? At least not the way poor Emmett thinks it is.
how do you know this?
I had a very interesting chat with Carl Sagan last night. I found out who Harry Callahan really is, and where he comes from.
Is there something you want to tell me, Harry?
Why don't you call him by his real name? Yakov Smirnov,
Thanks a lot, Doc.
an anarchist, a foreign agitator bent on sowing chaos and destruction in the Hill Valley Expo.
Annie, you don't believe any of this bullshit, do you?
Sorry, Yakov, but I really don't have a choice.
Very good. And now, arrest this subversive.
Come here. Look, here's the thing. I happen to believe this dame's got a screw loose, but she's been getting some clout in town ever since that business with Kid Tannen.
But Emmett's gotta fly that electrokinetic levitator at this demo. His whole future depends on it.
And my future depends on making sure he doesn't. The chief reads her column religiously. Well, if I don't do what she says, she's gonna start a campaign to have certain tainted officers removed from the force.
Isn't there anything I can do?
Not unless you've got some dirt on Edna. Something that'll discredit her in the eyes of the law. Well,
I'll dig something up.
you do that. In the meantime, you and young Mr. Brown better... where is he anyway?
Wait, you haven't seen him?
Emmett? Has this foreign radical done something to my Emmett?
Maybe you should find him.
Oh, you're letting him go? This radical subversive? Just like that?
Okay, so I gotta find Emmett. And do something about Edna.
Enlightenment awaits.
Excuse me, Mr.
Duto, Jacques Duto, at your service.
I'm looking for a friend of mine, Emmett Brown. Tall young guy, reddish brown hair.
A distracted look.
That's him. Any idea where he went?
He just passed by here with an older gentleman. I think they were headed into the house of glass.
Great, thanks.
Enlightenment awaits you under the sea.
Hey, Emmett, come out of there. Don't listen to him. Perfect. Insert ticket to enter.
Algae cakes taste so good you'd swear they was better.
Hey, Artie,
What do you think? Quite a setup, huh?
the expo? Sure, but I was wondering. Emmett's in the glass house with Carl Sagan.
Then you found him. Oh, good.
It's not good. Sagan's gonna make him miss his demo.
What are you, his mother? I'm sure he can take care of himself.
Edna Strickland got Officer Parker to close Emmett's booth down.
What? Why?
She claims his invention is dangerous.
Is it?
That's not the point. Is there any way you can delay Emmett's demo? He ran into some last-minute turbulence.
Emmett's already pushed his luck by substituting this electrokinetic what's-this for the mental alignment meter he was supposed to be showing. I can't alter his place on the roster, too. The board would get the idea I was showing favoritism.
You sure you can't just push Emmett's slot back a little?
I could eliminate it altogether. Would that work for you? What?
I was just remembering a time when you refused to take me to the zoo.
Huh?
Nothing. Is there anything you could do to get Emmett's booth reopened?
I am afraid not. This may be a wondrous land of tomorrow, but it's still within the jurisdiction of the Hill Valley Police Force. Maybe you should talk to Officer Parker.
He says there's nothing he can do as long as Edna's got clout in Hill Valley.
She does have that.
Come on, you can tell me. How did you manage to get Trixie her job back? I thought her being Canadian was a deal breaker.
If something's really important to you, you find a way. You ought to know that.
See you around. I've got to get Emmett out of that glass house. Hi, Trixie.
That's techni to you, kiddo.
Right. Congratulations on getting the old job back.
Thanks. Justice triumphs in the end, you know? Now what can I do you for?
Edna Strickland is trying to get Emmett's booth shut down.
That dame don't know how to mind her own business, does she?
Look, Emmett's demonstration has hit a snag or two. Can you delay his act for a while? Let someone else go before him?
Sorry, I don't set the roster, and they won't let me change it. I can drag my feet a little, but if your friend's not ready to go on pretty soon, we might have to skip his act. Demonstration.
But you can't.
Hey, it's just a science demo. It ain't a matter of life and death.
Is there anything you can do to get Emmett's booth open again?
I wish there was, but I'm just a muse. All we can do is inspire people.
Thanks.
Happy to help.
A potted plant? What's this got to do with law enforcement?
A potted plant? What's this got to do with law enforcement?
It's a bug.
No, a plant. But it's got a wire recorder hidden inside, see? If we could have got one of these into Tannen's speakeasy, and if he's the kind of guy who talks to plants, we could have busted him a lot earlier.
Act casual.
The electro pacifier.
Amazing, isn't it? They say one day we'll be able to stun fleeing criminals by shocking them at a distance.
Does it work?
Nah, it's just a model.
Now, there was something else I wanted to say. What was it? Oh, yes.
Greetings, forward thinkers of Hill Valley.
Hey, don't walk off with the recording plant. It's the only one I got.